Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom and my prehistoric preserve. I have been sick, actually the whole family's been sick for about the last week and a half. We've all passed it around to each other, all those fun things. So I do apologize for the lack of Prehistoric Kingdom episodes. It was not intentional, but still on the mend. So if you'll notice, my voice isn't exactly as wonderful as it should be, as well as I just may lack the normal pizzazz. But know that I am on the up and up. We're just going to take a little bit of time. But I thank you very much for sticking around, for the encouraging comments, etc., etc. Today, we're going to try and keep it a little bit easy. I honestly haven't talked much the last week and a half, not straight. So I don't know how my voice is going to handle it. So we may just end up doing a simple time lapse and focusing on that aspect today. We still have the valley to work on. I still have to work on this giant monumental task, which I do think is still very much worth my time. I do love how it has turned out so far. And I can't wait to fill out details, especially inside. We won't put anything in there. But basically, as I mentioned before, we have this thing going in right here. I think we are going to have a ground level something come in over here. Maybe even just lots of stuff, I think, for allowing people to be able to get a really good view. Now, honestly, in retrospect, this is way too deep. I mean, unless we're putting sauropods in here, which we might, assuming they're part of the Cretaceous period, then I'm almost tempted to lift this whole thing up by a decent little bit so that way people aren't looking into this giant pit. But I don't know. It may be too late to do anything about it. Maybe we can level up or bring up the elevation a little bit over here, have a real valley over here. I haven't quite decided, but as I was looking at it before I started recording, it seems a little bit too deep. But today's focus will be on finishing out this. And by finishing out, I don't necessarily mean completely decorating it, but I still think we got to cover it by a minimum. We got to add some things on the inside, whether it's lighting or things of that nature. And then that may be all that we do today. And then I kind of focus on, you know what, maybe I'll do one of the shorts to do even the rocks or something, just to kind of give it some pizzazz so we can move along. Because the last thing that I want to worry about, that I don't want to worry about, is boring you guys with spending too much time on a singular object. But honestly, that may just have to be how it goes. We'll see. But guys, thank you so much again for hanging out with me. Before we begin, all the normal things. If you enjoy any part of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications. Let's get back into our cage. I don't even know what to call this part of the valley. The viewing gallery. There we go. Let's get back into the viewing gallery as I work on another time lapse. All right, everybody. Well, I think this is about, oh, I noticed a piece of glass is missing there. I think this is about where we are going to stop today. Overall, I still think it's looking really good. We have some interior details that we have to do. To drop some rock in here to kind of make this obviously a little more seamless. We of course have some signs we need to make, things of that nature. This is a little bit skinny, but there's really nothing I can do about it, I feel, without resculpting the entire place. And ain't nobody got time for that. But I thought this was a good touch. I at first was just gonna do a metal rooftop, which I thought would still be appropriate. But I was like, you know what? No, we're still all about that idea of land conservation, of trying to promote nature as much as possible. And I don't feel like this is too overwhelming, especially considering we have our metal supports underneath. So overall, I do think it worked out pretty well. I'm going to try and see if there isn't some guttering that I can try and funnel into here to kind of allow for some runoff. And that guttering may even like pop out into a small stream, or like a dry creek bed actually would be pretty cool to just see. You see the pipe guttering come out, and it's just kind of it's a little bit of that dry riverbed kind of feel aesthetic, which I think would still work well for the Cretaceous. But guys, we're not done with this. We still probably got at least one more solely dedicated part, if not two, where I'm again going to have to really work on the interior. We can work on our lighting. We can work on some potential stalls in here because, of course, we're going to have bathrooms. We're going to have some foods, just a light food and a light drink area, trash cans, even seating and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, even in this top layer, oh, goodness gracious, still working on the controls. Even in this top layer, I think you'd be able to have a really, really good view of this section of the park. You can still sort of see out the side, which I thought that was a cool little addition. It just allows some natural light in as well. But even then, if you were to go down into the bottom, you're able to see even more. And I think it looks really, really cool. And I can't wait for guests to start wandering into here. And in fact, I imagine, okay, it's not connected. If it was connected, I imagine they would make their way through. You know what, let's go ahead and just slap a road in here just for kicks and giggles sake. There we go. And then maybe I'll show off some people and what they do. There's a poop issue over here. But guys, that is going to be it for episode 2 of The Valley and the Viewing Gallery. I still think it looks really, really good. I'm very pleased with how it's turning out, and I can't wait to finish it. But guys, that will be all for this episode. I apologize again for the lack of live commentary. My throat's still not recovering fully, and hopefully that will change in the future. Guys, again, if you enjoyed any part of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, sub to the channel, turn on bell notifications. Of course, leave a comment as well, because that will do all the good things to push YouTube to want to do things with it. Thank you so much again for watching. This is Havoc. I'll see you in the next one.
These are nature's greatest creations. This is your park. This is Prehistoric Kingdom.